From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Good evening, everyone. Well, those off-and-on breezy conditions are going to continue here for the valley. I don't expect it to be a big wind event, but just know it may be breezy at times, not only as we go into tomorrow, but really for the rest of the week. Warming trend that we've talked about, it peaks on Wednesday, but overall staying above average for the rest of the week this weekend. So pretty nice for your Halloween weekend. But next week, we're tracking the potential for some showers, say around Tuesday or Wednesday is when we could start to see that chance. But until then, still remains fairly dry. We'll get into that in the deeper dive. But first, here is your Krueger's Quickcast for your Tuesday, October 28th. So for tonight, it's going to be cold again. In fact, we'll be looking at below freezing temperatures in Modoc County, parts of the eastern mountains, and even eastern Siskiyou County. But otherwise, 30s and 40s for Trinity County in particular, and even some of the inland areas. Now, for the coast and for the valley, we're talking temperatures around 50, give or take here. All right, so let's get you out the door here for tomorrow morning. Yeah, you're going to need that coat. Light coat for the valley, but of course a heavier coat for the higher elevations. Some fog for parts of those lower inland and mountain valleys, and maybe even some fog here for the coast as well. So no big surprises there. A cool start to the day. But it's warming up beautifully tomorrow. Why? Because you can clearly see that arc in the clouds. That's the high pressure that's building in. That's what's giving us those warmer temperatures. Now the winds, as mentioned, I do expect them to pick up a little bit stronger here for your Wednesday, 20, maybe even 25 miles per hour from the north. And then they should subside later in the afternoon and evening for Wednesday before they probably pick back up again. Now, it looks like Thursday not so bad, but maybe Friday. We'll get into that a little bit later, though. Temperatures around 80 for the valley, 60s, 70s for the higher elevations, and low 60s for your daytime highs. So just a tad warmer, I think, for many of us here for your Wednesday. Your 7-day forecast for the valley should stay dry at least through Monday. It's the timing of the next system that could be around Tuesday, Wednesday. So you'll notice a drop in the temperatures at least, more clouds for Tuesday. But for now, I'm keeping it dry Tuesday for the valley. For the coast, I think there may be a better chance for you as that system comes in from the west, and obviously the coast tends to see the rain first, right? That may be the case here for the inland areas and maybe eventually even for Trinity County as well for Tuesday. But I think overall, everyone's seen that better chance by next Wednesday. For Siskiyou, Modoc County, the eastern mountains, yeah, maybe Siskiyou County seeing some of the shower activity on Tuesday as well, but otherwise staying dry for Alturas and Susanville. All right, that is a look at your Krueger's Quickcast. Let's get into that deeper dive and kind of really explain what's going on for the rest of this week, and even we'll talk a little bit about that chance for rain next week. Pretty impressive storm system, as you can see over the Pacific Ocean right here, but high pressure right here, that's what's over us, and that's essentially what's eating away at this storm and pushing all of that energy to our north. But we may see it clip just in Northern California, so places like Del Norte County may see a sprinkle or a light shower come Wednesday morning, but otherwise that's going to move on out of here. Then we're pretty much dry for the rest of the week for everyone, including the coast, right, through Thursday, through Friday. Now this system right here looks pretty impressive too. But high pressure, it's got to break through it first. So this is going to break apart by the time it moves over us. It will bring rain for the Pacific Northwest, but as it clips Northern California, it's going to pretty much weaken, but I still think that on Saturday into Sunday, we could be looking at the potential for maybe a sprinkle or a light shower for places like Crescent City, Del Norte County. But otherwise, I think everyone else will be dry through the weekend. Now the winds, here you can see here, the winds, all right, there you go. We got those winds picking up again here for tomorrow afternoon, gusting upwards of around 20, 25 miles per hour for the valley. And it's mainly for the valley. They'll probably die down on Thursday, but we may see them pick back up again here for your Friday afternoon before dying down Friday evening, Friday night. All right, so warmer than normal conditions. That's what we're expecting here for the long range. You can clearly see that warmer air that's in place here. Essentially, we've got high pressure in place. We're going to see a couple of storm systems ride over that ridge, and that's why temperatures will kind of go up and down a little bit here as we go into the next 7 to even 10 days. But eventually, we've got this right here. I think this is eventually going to kind of move on in, and some colder air will kind of come down from the north and west in general, and that's what's going to bring us that potential for maybe some showers showers by around Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. And we're beginning to see signs of that, at least in the temperature trend here. You see how we're just kind of hovering in the mid to upper 70s, above normal for this time of the year, but kind of going up and down. But eventually a bigger dip in those temperatures. And it's around this time frame that we may start to see some showers entering the picture for all of Northern California. Now, let's talk about those wave heights. They are increasing for your Wednesday. We may see some small craft advisories for tomorrow. Otherwise, those waves should begin to die down as we go into your Thursday. All right, here's your neighborhood forecast, sponsored in part by Dignity Health. Temperatures mid to even some upper 70s for some of the warmer spots in Trinity County. As mentioned, maybe a chance for showers as early as next Tuesday. But until then, it should remain dry. Your North Coast neighborhood forecast for the coast, you're dry. As I mentioned, maybe around Del Norte County, Saturday night into Sunday, maybe a stray sprinkle. But that would be it. And then maybe another chance coming in late in the day, Wednesday into Thursday. But overall, mainly dry for pretty much everyone else. 74 degrees for Orleans, 76 out in Hoopa, and 78 degrees in Willow Creek. You'll notice on Tuesday, even the inland areas may see that chance for showers. That's the earliest I think it would be here, but it's sometime around Tuesday, Wednesday. For Siskiyou County, I've also got your chance in there for next Tuesday, but until then, should remain dry and mild. Modoc County, I've got you dry all the way through Tuesday. It's probably not until next Wednesday that we might start introducing that chance for showers across the board, including the Eastern Mountains. Temperatures in the low 70s over the weekend. Absolutely gorgeous weather for the rest of the week and into the weekend. Your Valley neighborhood forecast to the south, sponsored by Dignity Health. Temperatures around 80, give or take, for most of us in the Valley here for tomorrow. There you can see your Chico 7-day forecast. Looks good for your Halloween and looks good for the day that you got to set those clocks back an hour. Yes, it's that time of the year. You need to set those clocks back 1 hour on Sunday morning. Take a look up to the north, about 81 for Redding, as well as Anderson and Palo Cedro, Bella Vista, 80 for the city of Shasta Lake, and 77 for Lakehead. There's your 7-day forecast for Redding. There's your Halloween, temperature of about 79. Temperatures come trick-or-treat time will probably be somewhere in the 60s. Looks like for the weekend, upper 70s. Temperatures start to drop, but staying mainly dry for Monday and Tuesday of next week. That's your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and live on Coffee with Krueger at 6:30. Have a great night.
At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.